This shot shows a malevolent vampire count taunting the adventurers that have come to stop his malicious deeds.
A hauntingly beautiful ghost bride roams the woods of Dimwald in the foggiest of nights.
Do you want to play?
Beware of witches beckoning in the forest.
The whispers of the accused dance upon my ears like a child engulfed by flames.
I think I'm just gonna slowly back away now.
Don't be scared. It only hurts a little.
Thankfully, it seems like that stake missed my heart by just a few inches. I'll see if I can sleep this off.
Working with spells takes a lot of time, and a lot contain curses.
Don't underestimate me, or you will become a pumpkin.
Do you ever feel like somebody's watching you?
A demon in the night.
The judges and I have made some decisions. Esme, Gangly, Kite, Lady Momi, Navina, and Vaughn. You have this week's strongest and weakest photos. Everyone else, you are safe.
With a dull white dress and veil, and my favorite bouquet-shaped cane, I worked with the fog and desolate-looking forest to capture the stunningly haunting shot.
Esmeralda's Ghost Bride photo was not only hauntingly beautiful, but the makeup was freaking fantastic, and I love the staff that she used in place of a bouquet. That was a really nice touch.
This image I thought was tremendous. They so perfectly captured the ghost theme they were going for. Just the whole paleness of the picture and the way she's longing to look back. I think they nailed it. I think they did a very, very good job.
This was a shot that just got better and better the more I looked at it. I especially love the way the trees and the fog are illuminated in the background. It really adds the right mood to the shot and makes me feel like this is really a realm beyond death. I had a hard time being spooked by this shot at first, and then I focused on your eyes, and I realized that you have them closed, and with your dark eyeshadow, it actually looks like your eye sockets are empty. When I saw that, it really gave me chills. Great job.
Esme, this is a great classic approach to a horror style shot. Who doesn't love a ghost bride? Not only do you look like a ghost, but the creepy background creates an entire story in my head for who you are and what your story is.
I knew I wanted to work with this dark puddle and decided to add a few extra bodies to ramp up the morbid vibe.
Blood for the Blood God. This was an easy top 3 pick for me. It's super fun and gory, and the mirthful expression on her face makes this even better.
Gangly's entry had a really nice idea going on. I love the bloodstains on the floor beneath the dead bodies. That idea was executed very well, no pun intended. However, I feel as though her expression should have been a bit different, perhaps a smirk to show that she's like evil yet playful at the same time. And also I feel as though the shirt she chose didn't really fit with the rest of the picture.
I can tell a lot of creativity went into this shot. Great use of the location and the face paint to really make this look like a bloody massacre. Unfortunately, this was a double-edged sword for me, as the face paint on your nose just kind of made me think of a clown nose, and it took a lot of the edge away. Also, your character's cute expression just really doesn't do it for me. I think a different emote, like maybe Taunt, would have really given you a deranged mass killer vibe, and that, I think, would have been really great here.
Gangly, this photo is hilarious. I don't know how you got this idea, but it's just too great. You chose a creepy location and were able to throw a bunch of dead bodies on it, and thanks to the amazing Halloween event that Square Enix gave us, you have an outfit that helps explain exactly what's going on here. Normally, a solid background is questionable, but this is perfect.
I chose this shot because of the gravestones I happened to find while looking for a creepy area in the lock specifically. I really enjoyed the robe and the look my character gave off as well at night.
The model's face is really creepy looking, I'll give it that. But I couldn't rank it too high personally because I felt there was just too much photo manipulation involved to achieve the effect, and it's also unclear why this particular setting or attire was chosen.
While I do think the filter is a good way of making things look a little extra spooky, this image was a little too simple to me. It didn't really grab my attention as much as some of the other ones did.
Conceptually, I think this use of filters is a very good idea. However, it falls short in a few places. The image is rather unbalanced, with the right side being completely empty. The echo filter showing screen disturbances is too subtle to make any sort of impact, and the lighting on you is a bit too harsh and blows out your face weirdly in black and white.
Kita, the grayscale and the lighting on your face, plus those super wide eyes, really creeps me out. You yourself really nailed being creepy. Unfortunately, I don't get anything creepy from the background choice or the overall story of the photo. Your subtitle is also super creepy, but I don't get any of that story from your shot.
I was originally going for a Little Red Riding Hood look, but there weren't any scary enough wolves.
Lady Mommy's screenshot manages to be both funny and spooky at the same time, which I appreciate. Though I get the feeling if this monster ate her, he wouldn't be full for too long.
The lighting that this model used to make the behemoth look even more terrifying is just tremendous. Honestly, I feel bad for the Lalafell. Get home safe.
A very cute Red Riding Hood and a very atmospheric use of lighting and shadows. The only issue I have here is the very unfocused hand in the foreground and the rather clashing pink hair with the red outfit.
Lady Mommy, your shot this week really embodies the spooky theme. The darkness, the sense of panic, it's really, really good. I know you were going for a Little Red Riding Hood theme, so the outfit makes sense in that regard, but I don't know if other people would get that reference right away. I'm curious to what this photo would look like with this outfit in a different color or a different outfit completely.
I hope the judges like lens flare.
I like the mad scientist-y warlock vibe to the screenshot, but the main color of the outfit, which is red, clashes with the main color of the rest of the screenshot, which is purple. Red and purple are next to each other on the color wheel, and you should not use them together generally.
For Naveena's entry, I like the effect that she used for her photo. Her outfit was decent, and I love that she had that evil smirk going on. However, the main issue with her photo is that the flame in the cage pretty much seems like the star of the picture because of how huge it is in comparison to how she is. Like, she's off to the side, so my main focus when I look at the photo is definitely the cage.
I like the colors and lighting of this shot, and that's about it. The giant bright light that is taking up most of the screen really kills the shot for me. It's just too big and too distracting. I can't even form an opinion on the rest of this scene because all I can see is that giant light. The scariest thing about this shot is that I probably have permanent eye damage now.
I have to say, sadly for you, Qatar pulled the pose off better. Not only does the bright light severely imbalance the picture, pulling our attention away from you to the right side, but the motion blur works to fade you more into the background and at the same time tries to focus our attention to the center of the shot, but that's completely dead.
I wanted to be creepy, and the flames with this pose really sell it.
For this model, I think they did a really good job lighting the image with a lot of oranges and reds to give that demonic vibe. For me, though, it is still a little simple. It doesn't really make me feel very scared.
This shot, I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. It looks like maybe he's performing some kind of demonic ritual, which is cool, I guess. It's just really too dark, and I can't see much in the background to really see what's going on. Sadly, I just didn't quite see your vision here. Next time, try to make things a little brighter and a little less blurry.
Oddly, one of the first thoughts that comes to my mind is busy. I follow the idea of mood lighting while sneaking in a house, but the few pieces of furniture in the background and the outfit you chose having several pieces all over the place makes the center to left side very busy looking rather than spooky.
Vaughn, I feel like this was a last-minute shot for you. While I do like the pose, the outfit, and the G-pose filter you chose, the background and the surrounding area just falls flat for me.
Time for the results. The model with the highest score this week is... Esme.
I did it!
Congratulations. You've won immunity in the next round. Lady Momi, Gangly, you are both safe. Kide, Navina, Vaughn, you are the bottom 3 this week, and only 2 of you can move on to the next round. One of those models is... Vaughn. Kide, as the first male Mikote to compete in the YouTube edition of Eorzea's Next Top Model, we were really excited to see what you could bring to the table. In the preliminary round, your team was safe, and your shot was okay. But this shot leaves the judges and I wondering how far you'll be able to go on your own. Navina, you've got it all. A beautiful character model and really great glamours. Your preliminary team shot was beautiful. Great for a calendar and one of my personal favorites, even if your team as a whole was in the bottom. But we've seen a dozen beautiful Mikotes over the years, and a gorgeous character model might not be able to make up for such a weak photo. So who stays? Kide.
Oh, really?
I'm rooting for you, Mr. Mikote. Do not let me down. Navina, thank you so much for competing. I mean it when I say your preliminary team shot was beautiful. That hat and your outfit set against the backdrop of the desert was gorgeous. Unfortunately, this week's shot was ranked the weakest, and we have to say goodbye. But do not give up hope. Just because you are out does not mean it's over. Good luck in the eliminated models head-to-head competition and in the fans' choice voting. Until we meet again, take care.
Oh, I guess this is my limit. This isn't something to be sad about. In fact, I learned a lot by looking at the pictures from other participants, and I'm glad I was able to be brought this far. Good luck to everyone.